Hey, everybody. Busy week. A lot of crazy things happening. This Jackie Bros, I guess, is going to get on in and talk about it.
That's good. I like that. Actually, that starts with a sense of purpose.
Well,
it's sort
every time
of like
we get
hurtling towards a conclusion. That's a good way to start a podcast.
We talk about Paul Harvey doing this sort of thing and whoever else all on the radio, and I'm going to come up with my thing. In this.
No, that's good.
All
What'd
right,
you say?
good.
Say it again. Let me just start over. Let's just start over.
Well, if it was good, why are we starting over?
Let me get a sip of that. Okay, go ahead.
What? Hey, it's been crazy week, everybody. A lot of things happening. I guess I'm going to sit here and talk about this Jackie Bro.
And this is Dunlap Shit Fire, people.
Hey,
this week is
no.
out of control. We're going to have to put some dogs down because
All
this
right.
week is nuts. People are sick and their feet hurt. The skies are blood red. Hunker down.
What?
Ooh, that's good. Hunker down. Let's
Hunker
start over.
down.
Let's do it again. Okay.
I don't want to do
I
it
just
again.
like it. Normally we start out. What's the matter?
Get on the line thing.
Oh,
People say
yeah. I
can't
got to
see
scoot
you.
over.
And we're trying to get off, not that
You
close.
said the line.
Get on that side of the line is your part of the table.
Okay.
And this is my part. I'm responsible for what's on this side.
Like the Mason-Dixon line.
Well,
You own the slave.
we don't have to touch legs
I
or nothing. You just
believe in freedom. I'm Alexander Hamilton. You
Wow.
are Thomas Jefferson. The
Just-
villain.
They didn't want that.
America's villain.
Neither one of them wanted the legs touching either. So just stay on this.
Well,
side.
they was in tights.
Why?
Hunker down, people. This week has been just god-awful.
Yeah.
Hunker down, people. This week's like a goddamn disease. And
Hey.
here with the cure is Jackie Bros.
I don't want to have a beginning, anything said in the beginning. I don't want to blasphemy or swearing any of that. I don't want the language in it. I'm not going to say that, and I don't want to have to listen to you say it every week.
Blasphemy, swearing. If you want that, you're going to have to look elsewhere because this is the Red State Update podcast, and we are hurtling towards some sort of conclusion.
I like that. That's good. That's like you right up front. You're telling people it's okay. Now you hold true to that. You don't do any of that through this. Just keep that. No
Praise Jesus and hold his hand.
There I go.
Get a hymnal out and look out the stained glass window. Here comes
Yeah.
the Lord's Supper.
Yeah, all that. Yeah.
It's the Red State Update podcast and them.
And some of our listeners, I don't know, I'm sure some of you go to church and you're already good, don't have to hear it here, but hearing that little bit of extra ain't going to hurt nobody, I don't think.
Does anybody, just out of curiosity, listen to this podcast on the way to church?
Why?
And then they get to church and they pray for forgiveness?
Well, I'm going to ask you, yeah.
Or some damn sense?
I don't want everybody, this ain't for church, listening to it in church. People used to listen to a radio or something, have a little sneaky wire, put the thing in the
Yeah,
ear.
that sneaky wire.
Yeah, look at children looking at the phones and sneaky wires in the ears in church. It's pitiful.
I ain't been to church
Why?
since Apple became a real company.
Why?
So I don't know what people do with their phones in church, but are kids always looking at their phones in church? They must be.
That's what, now, let me speak on, say right now, be the first one to admit I don't go to church as often as I should. Used to go years ago. I don't, you've heard the Bible so much that you know it sometimes better.
You don't need to hear it anymore.
Well, some of these young preachers
Jackie
come in going to
Bros
tell me
says-
a thing or two how to live my life. No, sir, you ain't.
So
Me and
you're
the Lord
saying
fine.
you know more about Jesus than a preacher?
If he's 25 years old, it comes up. Now, I don't know all the sayings. I can't. David Koresh could do that, and I don't want. It don't make any difference. I know what he means and what he's saying, and it's good for people. I
Let me
know that.
just
And that's all you need to know.
Get this straight. You're saying that preachers, young preachers, would do better to listen to you than Jesus.
Not all of them, no. But no, listen to Jesus first. But always listen to
The
Jesus
second
first.
is Jackie Bro.
Well, I'm just saying I've been around on this world a few years, and I've seen the thing too, and I know how the Lord works in your life somehow, some ways he doesn't. I got what he called life experience, and I went to church through most of that, a lot of that. Now, I don't go as much as I should. It's been many times I go on Christmas, something like that, something. Yeah, Miss Rose want to go, I'll go down there with her. But I don't go a regular Sunday. I'm here working, and I think good Lord smiles on that. When they get out of church, go get the food they need in church, the brain food they need in church, come get the breakfast food they need in the belly, come Jackson Market right after. But I heard somebody goes, what is it, West Baptist? What's the name of the whole?
West Creek Baptist.
West Creek Baptist.
West Creek Second Baptist.
The one right on the overpass. You know what I'm talking about? That one. They come in and they were scolding their youngin' on the. I'm gonna take that phone away and take that little snaky wire in the air and throw it in the trash if I ever see you doing that again. So if as bad as you are on the phone, and you a grown man should know better than that, but children, you give them a toy like that, a video game, anything like that, that's all that's going to matter to them. That's it. That ain't raising a child. Here you go. Just whatever you want. When you go to church, you listen to church. You don't have to like it, but that's what you do.
Yep, you don't have to like it. That's church's motto. You ain't got to like it.
Yeah, but you better get in here and sit your butt down on this pew every so often, which I did many, many, many years of my life. I don't do it as much as I should now, but still, I like to see it.
Now, listen, I'm going to throw some ideas out there, and I don't keep up with the church, the business of church like I should, so some of this stuff may have already been floated. But them movie theaters you go to where they got the reclining chairs now, and they'll bring the food out to you. You take a drink in there. Why are we still sitting on hard-ass pews that hurt you?
Like I said, you ain't there to have a good time, be comfortable. Somebody come by and serve you a cocktails or whatever at church.
Well,
no,
why
you're supposed
not?
to sit up, straighten your back up, listen to it, and some of it you may not want to hear, but you need to hear it. Sit there. Used to be years didn't even have air conditioning in church. I remember back that far. You'd be sweating it. It'd be awful. And you'd sit right there in that pew, and you'd have you had to wear a jacket. Had to wear a jacket over whatever, to tie all that on there, just burning up with a bunch of other people bigger than you, or all just squished in there, and just sweat pouring off, and you gonna listen to every word that preacher says.
Sweating to the scoldies.
What?
Listen, Jackie, all I'm saying is your idea of Jesus makes Jesus sound like a jerk.
What?
My idea of Jesus makes Jesus sound cool. Now, you tell me which one of us Jesus is going to like more.
Jesus.
It's me, because I make him sound cool, because girls on roller skates are bringing me cherry limeade with some vodka in it as I rear back in this recliner church chair as the preacher lays some gospel truth on me. That's the kind of church I can believe in.
That's sinful what you're saying right there. Jesus, they tried to make Jesus cool in the 60s, like singing and dancing, all that mess. Didn't work still don't work. That part of Jesus ain't cool. It ain't important for Jesus to be cool. He's the Lord's son to come here, give his old life for all your sins, and you talking right now, sinner. He died. There's one nail right there, what you just did. What you just said right there was one of the nails.
Nope, that was taking a nail out.
No, it was not.
It took a nail. It pried a nail right out of there. They flipped that hammer over and pried a nail out.
Wasting my breath trying to talk about
You're nailing him up with your hypocrisy.
Hey.
And your old-fashioned ways that keep Jesus. Here's a kid walking by with his phone. You got Jesus way up here. And the kid on his phone doesn't even see Jesus. I got Jesus on an app for the kid.
App?
Because the kid comes in, and you know what? You got a recliner with one of them coolers in the side.
No.
You reach in there and get a Mountain Dew.
Keep going on. They're nailing his feet in now. Just keep running him out. Died through all that horrible stuff for your sins, and all you won't do is sin some more. You keep on dying, Jesus. Just keep on dying, Jesus. That's how you are.
I'm trying to get Jesus into hearts. You're trying to keep him.
You're trying to make Jesus all hippie and cool and all that.
Yes, that's the buzz. I'm telling you what's happening.
I've seen many youth minister try to be all just, I'm with it. I remember back in, I said, well, youth minister come in and had beads on around his neck. This years ago, beads on. Grown man hair. Now, this is the time, I ain't saying, this is the time it was then. And if you like Jesus, you didn't dress like this. That's how it was. I ain't saying now. I know a lot of things changed. I'm talking about when it was. And he just, I like the Monkees. The Monkees, I think, are good. Did you read your Bible? Y'all just hear his Monkey song. I always talk about the damn Monkees. Talk about the Bible. That's what you're there for.
First of all, that guy was a loser. I remember him.
Yep.
Come over to my house all the time, and we hung out. This is when the Monkees was on MTV for their comeback. Yeah. So the Bees were a little out of place by 1987. We all made fun of him behind his back. He did not help Jesus. Here's the difference between that man who lay on my bed and took his shoes off and put them up on my footboard, his feet, his bare old man feet on my footboard as we watched MTV, Monkees. And he said, I remember when these was on the first time.
It wasn't good then either. It never was good.
You're a fool. You're old. Get out of my room. He said, I'm going to teach you about Jesus just by my example of being cool and hip.
Well, Jesus wouldn't like the Monkees, tell you right now, that's for sure.
Why wouldn't Jesus like the Monkees?
Because he wouldn't have time for that mess. He's here to do serious things. He ain't going to...
You got to reach...
He'd be trying to preach to somebody or something, and somebody have that on in the background. Running around acting like, oh, look at me, I'm so cute, monkey.
Look, the Monkees that's where... I'm not saying he needs to come down here and pick the Monkees as his disciples nowadays. But if he come down in the 60s or in 1987 during their comeback, he could have done worse than to pick Davy Jones and Mickey Dolenz and Peter Tork and Michael Nesmith as his 4 disciples. And then they'd come out and they'd be funny and they'd break the fourth wall and there might be some sound effects. And also, songs were better, underrated.
Bible Monkees don't go together.
Bible Monkees sounds perfect to me.
No,
not
sir.
Nowadays. Nowadays, it'd have to be somebody better than the Monkees. I don't know who the example of who.
That's
good.
Anybody. You throw a rock, hit someone in the head, I say he's better than the Monkees. Anybody. I didn't like that stuff.
Here's a modern Monkees for Jesus to pick when he comes back. Stone Cold Steve Austin.
I like him, but he wouldn't do that.
Who's that funny country? Somebody else is funny. Stone Cold Steve Austin is good. Damn old John Conley.
I like him.
Rose-colored glasses.
Yeah.
I don't remember how that song goes. So that's 2 of them.
I like Ron Millsap. He's still living, isn't he? Ron Millsap's still alive.
Yep. And Kelly Pickler.
He'd be a wise monkey or whatever. Tell the rest
wise
of them what
monkey.
to do.
So these new the Bible Monkees, Stone Cold Steve Austin, John Conley, Ronnie Millsap, and Kelly Pickler. And Jesus comes down and he gathers them up and they ride around and they help people.
Are they learning about the Bible while they're helping people? Is that part of it? Because you got to
if Jesus is with them, they don't even need the Bible.
Well, it might be disgraceful. I know they have to draw all stuff like that in for children to like or whatever, but you're supposed to just read the Bible as it is. You put animals in it and stuff like that. I understand when you're real young, but later on.
You sound just like the you that I told my Beads youth minister about when he was in my room barefoot watching the Monkees with me. I'd say, Jackie Bro, you sound just like Jackie Bros. I'd say, Jackie Bros says you got to sit down there and sit on a hurting chair.
Yeah, well, I did say that, yeah.
You got to sit up straight and you can't never take your eyes off the preacher.
Yep.
You got to listen to every word he says. You got to be uncomfortable and hot.
That's the way church was. Now they show movies in church. You go in there, air conditioning on, get up there and got karaoke machine. That's what church is now. Now, I understand things happen, you got futuristic things like that, and that's going to, happen. But church wasn't for movies or karaoke's or any of that stuff. You were just supposed to go to church and have a choir sing the songs with a piano player. You don't need to put on no, whatever it is. and just let it go from there. That's the way church's supposed to be. You might have learned something. Now you're looking at this, or you staring at that. You know, I don't think people are getting saved like I used to when I was a young
Maybe
boy.
they're getting saved better.
Well, no.
So the difference between that youth minister with the beads and the bare feet and the Monkees fetish and me is that I'm cool. I already come up with better Monkees. The Monkees were all right.
There's a better monkey. I still say a bad idea, but those people you mentioned, I like Ron Millsap a lot.
Maybe do we need John Conley and Ronnie Millsap?
If you got to get rid of one, don't get the only one I got to pick was Ronnie Millsap. Leave him in there. That's the only reason that's the one I like the most.
Well, who would you replace John Conley with?
Hell,
Make it a woman or a minority, please.
Oh, why does it have to be that? See, that's racist.
Why does it have to be a white person?
I didn't say it did.
Well, it sounds like that's what you said.
I wasn't thinking about it one way or the other until you said
representation is important. I would, if I were a young person of color, I would like to see a Bible monkey who looks like me.
What are you talking about? Looks like you.
K-E-E. Listen, what about Cowboy Troy?
I like Cowboy Troy. You know, he's good. What he does, yeah.
Okay. There we go. Solved.
All right.
Bible monkeys helping Jesus riding around in El Camino?
Not a truck, something, two of them sit in the back. It's not a, something.
Now, who sits in the back?
I wasn't saying that. See, I just saying they should be in a truck. There's truck beds big enough where you got, all of them sit up front, every one of them.
It's not always about you, Jackie.
I did say it was. All I had, I just said I like Ronnie Millsap. You start bringing up people I like, it was it. I don't think it's a bad idea to begin with. There ain't supposed to be no Bible monkeys, and Jesus wouldn't, as great as those people are, Jesus would have more important things to do if he come back down to earth and, ride around them. As fun as it would be,
Well, that's a good new beginning to the podcast we got here. We cracked the code. I think we got something that's really going to grab hold of people and suck them in. Thanks for joining us here on the Red State Update podcast for the month of June. For the week of June, what is it? Today is June 7th, I think?
Yes, primaries, yeah.
June 6th?
7th.
June 7th, folks. Thanks for joining us. My phone keeps buzzing. I think election results are coming in. We're doing this the evening of June 7th as the primaries are wrapping up. We're going to have some news for you later on in the podcast.
And so Hillary took what? Now go ahead and just do it now. Don't make people. I hate it when the news does that. Coming up next, you're going to find out who.
I was trying to be like a real thing where we tease.
No,
all right.
Here it is. She won what? New Jersey. You already said that. Just say what it is. She won New Jersey, and then Trump won.
Bernie Sanders has won the North Dakota Democratic Caucus.
Yeah, well.
Yeah, it means
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Let's see.
Good for him, though, as long as he's beating
use
whatever kind of crazy thing you got to use.
Look, people in North Dakota, that's hard to get to a caucus, and it's hard to get anywhere in North Dakota. I mean, you got to fight off some wolves and find the road.
It's wildlife. Yeah, you be careful in it, yeah.
Carve a canoe.
Yeah.
When you go somewhere in North Dakota, you drive like 130 miles on average, one way.
Yeah, I couldn't live there. That's the reason
Trump projected to have enough bound delegates to clinch GOP nomination. Had he not clinched it already?
I thought they said that a long time. Why? If he hadn't, then why is Paul Ryan putting himself through this?
Hillary Clinton to address supporters. Hillary Clinton claims victory as the presumptive Democratic nominee, becoming the first woman in U.S. history to lead a major party. I just got a view on OkCupid. Bernie Sanders has won the North Dakota Democratic Caucus. Donald Trump has won the New Mexico Republican primary. And it's got Mexico in the title of it. That's a state that has Mexico as part of its words.
Yeah.
And he's winning. Maybe he's right. Maybe he's right. Donald Trump projected to win the South Dakota primary. Now, either the South Dakota and North Dakota primaries were both on the same day, or somebody at Fox News doesn't care enough to keep them straight. Clinton wins the New Jersey Democratic primary. Hillary Clinton, says Politico, has won the New Jersey. This is all, I get this on my phone all day long. My ass just a buzzing with Politico and fucking Fox News and the damn Washington Post and just getting view after view on OkCupid. Just all these women just looking at me and saying, my mouth is watering.
Enough. I'm not going to listen to that. Just say what the numbers are, get it over with.
Donald Trump is supposed to, did he already speak? Hillary Clinton's supposed to speak and Donald Trump's supposed to speak. We haven't heard when Bernie Sanders is supposed to speak. So that's the news. That's what's happening now. We're not going to get to.
There's 3 people.
Damn, Tidal says celebrate Prince. Stream his music now. I got to quit Tidal. I got to get off of there.
Can you think of another 3 people that you don't want to listen to, like you really don't want? I mean, they're all going to speak. Who? Donald Trump, Bernie Sanders, Hillary Clinton. What's 3 people I want to listen to? And not one of them. So
that's the news. That's happening. That's happening as we speak. News is happening all around us. My phone will keep buzzing. It's going to be women drooling over my pics.
Hey, I don't.
And it's going to be
doobling nothing.
It's going to be the news organizations of America that have apps sending me push notices that things are going on. And we will keep you updated. Yeah. Probably not going to get the California results. We got to get this up by midnight Eastern. I don't think the California results are going to be in.
That's supposed to be close. I want Bernie to embarrass Hillary. They say she already clinches against her, which we know anyway. Everybody knows that. But as much as him and Black Lives Matter and all, anybody, if you could disrupt, embarrass, just whatever you could do to either one of the Clintons, just keep it up. Even when she gets a nomination, keep doing it. I want Bernie people to be mad as hell. I hope Bernie stays mad as hell at her and just cusses her up and down for the next, few months. That'd be great.
You think he's not going to drop out tonight? Are we doing the news now? Are we going straight into the news?
I thought you'd give the numbers, right? It was going like you said, this is going so good, and we're doing like what the park is supposed to do.
Uh-huh.
And then he all of a sudden asking me. I don't know the first thing about it.
Well, we can go into the news, or we can do the sponsor.
Now, I do my sponsor, get it over with, because I don't want to forget that.
Or we could do some housekeeping.
Huh?
House-cleeping.
Cleeping.
Like we could tell people we're going to be at Politicon. We could thank Ed.
Oh, yeah. Thank you kindly, Ed. Appreciate it. Our friend Ed, if you notice, this ain't a wobbling and jiggling and making all that noise over there.
He give us a new microphone stand for folks who ain't watching us on YouTube. He give us a microphone stand. Fan Ed, our friend now. Our friend Ed come all the way to Jackie's Market.
Drop that off. I didn't know what it was at first. So that's for the thing, pockets, put the microphone on.
He's seen the trouble I was having.
That's very thoughtful. We appreciate that, Ed.
We sure do, Ed. Thank you. And we welcome presents from everyone. If I were y'all, I wouldn't let Ed show you up like that.
Don't encourage people coming. Somebody's going to give me something I don't want. That makes me uncomfortable. No. So it's crazy people out there.
So thank you kindly, Ed. Seriously, thank you very much. Look how steady and secure this is. That's me shaking it. I had to shake it to do that. It feels almost like a professional operation, except for the content. And, folks, if you're going to be in the Los Angeles area the last weekend of July, I don't know exactly. Do you know the date?
26, isn't it? I
think it's going to be 26. On Sunday, June 26th, if that's the Sunday. We are going to be at Politicon, and we are doing a live podcast. I hear this on like every other podcast. They say, we'll be doing a live podcast. Come on out. Well, now we get to say that we are doing a live podcast. I don't know how much it costs to get into Politicon.
We get in for free. They letting us talk. That's nice of them.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
You sure we get in for free?
Well, I ain't paying to go in there and talk.
Okay. So we're getting in for free.
Well, that's what I was led to believe by the man that talked to me on the phone. I ain't gonna pay.
We'll be doing a live podcast. We have a lot of things planned. We don't know exactly what's going to be going down, but you will be hearing it all.
It'd just be like yes, except like 3 other people in the room.
Yeah. Are we going to have guests?
We're going to try to. I thought we're going to
try to get some guests on here.
I want Lindsey Graham. Want to talk to him for a lot of reasons.
Is he going to be in Los Angeles?
No.
Lindsey Graham would be a good first guest. We're going to throw that out there. Lindsey Graham, if you're listening to this podcast.
Well, that's the only one of them that wrote us back. Everybody asked all, people running for president. There was 63 or 4 people, something like that. I saw you typing on that computer, just trying to get all day. And Lindsey Graham said, we'll get back to you on that. They never did, but at least
they made the effort. Donald Trump projected to win Montana primary.
Yeah.
Big Sky Country.
Will he be making speeches tonight? He will be, won't he?
I think he's supposed to speak later. He may have already spoke by this point. He's going to speak. Hillary Clinton's going to speak.
All right.
Remember all the people you don't want to listen to.
Yep.
Folks, so that's Politicon. We will be there. We don't know what we're doing. It's going to be great. Live podcast. Also, we'll be wandering around talking to people, hitting the floor, putting microphones in faces. Folks, Politicon, is there a slogan for it? Like Politicon, where politics meets
I don't know. It's supposed to be, it's supposed to be like comic books and that's just Comic-Con's things we went to is comic books and politics together, which nowadays,
They need more cosplay, and there was some. I'm not going to say there wasn't any.
There's people dressed up there, yeah, wandering around in there.
But we need more. We need people dressed up like their favorite politicians. Is what
some people scared, like ski masks and all that. There's one fella dressed up like Edward Snowden. Everybody dressed up different. Yeah, more of that, yeah.
So that's it. Also, the Grand Ole Opry. We need to get on the Grand Ole Opry. So we're still trying to that. Kiefer Sutherland apparently was recently on the Grand Ole Opry.
Who?
Kiefer Sutherland.
Who?
Kiefer Sutherland, 24. Jack Bauer.
Oh yeah. He's mean.
Well, he got a guitar and he got to be on the Grand Ole Opry. So all I'm saying is, to some people that would be discouraging. They would say Kiefer Sutherland was on the Grand Ole Opry. What? Well, just when I thought things couldn't get any worse. Imagine somebody putting down a fake newspaper like in a TV show, and the headline, the name of the paper says like Daily News, and then the headline says Trump wins, and the person puts that headline down, that paper, they just fold it, that fake TV show paper down and go, things can't get any worse. And then they look over to the radio, and on the radio, Kiefer Sutherland comes on the Grand Ole Opry, and then watch his face. The announcer in the Grand Ole Opry says, and here's Kiefer Sutherland. And that old boy that announces the Grand Ole Opry, who knows everything about every fiddle player put on a bluegrass record since 1936. When he had to announce, if he was there when Kiefer Sutherland come on, he had to be like, what am I doing? I can't think of his name. But that announcer was like, what am I doing? Y'all know who I mean.
Yeah, he's old.
So I don't know why the Grand Ole Opry wouldn't put us on their show after us discussing them every week like this in kindly and glowing terms.
Somebody you showed me on the computer, people was talking to them, asking, I don't think
everybody who tweeted at the Grand Ole Opry and said, can y'all let Red State Update on there? We really appreciate it. We need more. But then also, as Guy Lancaster, our Wikipedia friend, Arkansas buddy, said, I'm going to do this, but it's pretty much y'all ask us to do things all the time and then forget about it.
Oh, yeah.
Which is true. But we're going to keep on this. We're going to keep on this Grand Ole Opry thing until we walk out on that stage and shake John Connolly's hand.
I'd like to meet him.
Does he wear them rose-colored glasses?
He might for sure. I don't know.
I'd buy some if he's Eddie Stubbs is the announcer of the Grand Ole Opry. That's who I meant.
Yeah.
Oh, Eddie Stubbs. If he announced Kiefer Sutherland coming out there, I don't want to think what was going through his mind.
Yeah. Is that all the cleansing doing?
I need to put a
cleansing?
Google alert on my phone for Eddie Stubbs. Yep, that's all the house cleeping. Thank you, Ed. Thank you, Politicon. Thank you, Grand Ole Opry.
Thank him in advance, I guess.
Yep, in advance.
Yeah.
Thank you in advance, Grand Ole Opry. When you let us on your stage, we're going to do the best dang segment you ever did see. We'll have them rolling in the aisles with our down-home, clean-cut country comedy.
If you act right, yeah. If you watch your mouth.
If we get to go on the Grand Ole Opry, I'm going to go down to Cheap Glasses place and have me a bunch of rose-colored glasses made up, and I'm going to sell them out front and say, get you John Connolly rose-colored glasses here. If he ain't doing it, why shouldn't I?
You gonna get, if they invite you at the Grand Ole Opry, that's what you gonna do. Jeopardize getting up on there and talking
gas
whatever
money?
the hell you want to do. Yeah.
I need gas money to get up there. Yeah, I'm going to sell some John Connolly rose-colored glasses. If he ain't doing it, what's to stop me from doing it? He's leaving money on the table. I'm coming along, seeing that money on the table and saying, wait, what? Did somebody leave a tip and they forget? And I'll stand there and watch, and like no waitress comes by and touches it. And I go, well, no, somebody just left money on the table. John Connolly was the last one sitting here eating all them pancakes. I'm going to take his money. And that's what I'll do.
All right. Yeah, everybody knows what you do. That's fine, yeah.
And Eddie Stubbs say, there's old Dunlap taking that money. Welcome to the Grand Ole Opry, everybody.
Well, keep talking like that. We ain't ever going to get there.
I don't have a good impression of him.
That's disgraceful what you just said. People stealing from Grand Ole Opry.
Not stealing. John Connolly is leaving the money on the table by not selling commemorative rose-colored glasses. I'm going to take those glasses and sell them in the parking lot.
I don't care what you do.
And if John Connolly wants to say something to me about it, he can bring it on. I ain't scared of him. What's that? Backside of 30. I'm on the backside of 30. Is that the name of it?
I can't remember all the names of all the songs. Hell.
Yeah.
That sounds right, though.
That's what Eddie Stubbs does.
Well, he gets paid for it. I don't. I get, list to him.
For free.
Yeah.
That's the next step. Everybody's like, music is free. Oh, how's the musicians going to get paid? Music's free. Music's free. It's like, well, at least it can't get no worse. It can. Next step, y'all pay us to listen to it.
Why?
Musicians. Spotify sends you a check for listening to it every month.
Well, some of that they'd have to. They have to pay me a lot to listen to most of that stuff.
That's all the house cleeping I got.
All right. What, sponsors? Sponsors! Hey, now we're going to do, hang on, let me see. Now we're going to do our sponsors and give us $25. Here we go.
That's good.
Yep.
I like it. It's momentum, definitely.
Well, after,
Try to pick up the pace a little bit.
Sponsor here is everybody knows if you got a youngin' or, related to a youngin', which almost everybody is somehow, niece, nephew,
or
whatever,
used to be
children.
a youngin'.
Yourself, young at heart, that's still a little strange if you go this place by yourself and you're an adult. I'm sorry, but it just seems a little strange to me. But
what place is this?
It's Goldfish Manor Pizza. You know that.
Oh,
You had a birthday there years ago. Goldfish Manor Pizza. You take your youngins there and play the games. And
I take a lot of dates there. The games keep the youngins occupied while my fingers are occupied.
All right,
the
I don't want to hear
with their mama.
No, I'm not going to hear that on here. No.
Well, you brought
me sick
it
to
up.
my stomach. It's a sponsor, and that's what you say you do to a sponsor on there.
That's what everybody does at Goldfish Manor Pizza. They take divorced moms.
Not everybody does. More than half of them are youngins. They ain't taking nobody's mom out on a date or
They should
nothing
call
like
it
that.
Divorced Moms manor
whatever.
pizza.
There's some people, man, take children there too. This place, they do little shows or whatever, and you go in there, especially if a child likes fish, you're gonna because you're coming home with a goldfish one way or the other. Because when you come in the door, you look up above, I got those little, just like balls or whatever, just full of goldfish in each one, all above, and you play that game, the string, and you sling it. And it goes around the thing.
If you flip them enough times,
it goes. You win. It's not hard to do. It's just a lot of things to do. But you're going to get a goldfish. Of course, adults paying. What you have to pay for your child to play pays for 4 goldfish. So everybody wins. That's the way. It's whether it's fun and you get the goldfish, take it home. Hopefully, put it in a aquarium or whatever you got to do with them. Because whether you want one or not, you're going home. I guarantee you most of those fish go straight in the toilet, and that's awful. I hate to say that, but
that's all the prizes they got at Goldfish Manor Pizza is goldfish. Some other pizza places where you go and you play games with children, they have like stuffed animals. They have
you go and
guitars.
You play the thing where you grab it, you push the thing down. Like I said, it's easy. It's a bunch of things, but you do it. It's easy. You win. Everybody wins. You get what you call either tickets or whatever. Tickets come out.
Tickets, and then you trade those in for more bean bags, and then those go into the ricochet corner, and you pull down the blinding shade.
Well, you got to you pull the thing, and the water goes out, and makes it
That's
spin.
the old-fashioned kind. Then there's the kind with the infrared, the laser
beam, yeah, it already goes off the thing. But everybody, you're going to win either way. It don't matter,
Spring loaded.
Yeah, you're getting a goldfish. Yeah.
Yeah, there's not much you can do to stop it. Some of the games are like don't get a goldfish, and you try to keep from getting a goldfish.
Well, you can't. First off, a youngin's gonna want fish. They can't help it. You see a little fish in the thing. Oh look, it's my pet. My new pet. Keep children like it, so that's fine. If you got an aquarium or a goldfish bowl, take it home and do that. You can buy those there, but they're expensive. You cannot win those. You can buy those.
They're very expensive.
Yes.
They're
$200, $300. Some of them,
like restoration hardware prices on the.
You can't win those.
Tanks.
A lot of people think, how many tickets for that? There ain't no ticket. Ticket goes to play the game to get the damn fish.
No, they have glass blowers back there, artisans back there making damn
that's where
fish tanks.
Because I got to keep him. He needs a new home where I'm gonna put him. He can't live in the little sack, whatever it is. It's shaped like a bowl. It's clear, but it's like I don't know where you put a sandwich in, saran wrap or something. The fish hang up, they're all hanging down, and they got different lights, so it makes them all look different colors. They all goldfish, same kind of fish.
Goldfish are fun. I remember from when I was a kid, it's so much fun to try to come up with a name for a goldfish. And every kid wants to name a goldfish. After you name it, that's it. I mean, the fun's really over. I mean, it doesn't do it. It just...
Well, some people like to watch, calms the nerves, whatever it is. Some people like that sort of thing. I don't like looking at fish for too long. I like going to Chattanooga Aquarium. I do that once every what?
Big fish.
6, 7 months. I mean, I do that every 5 years. It's been forever. Yeah, big fish, yeah.
Little fish, no.
Well, when you go, sometimes you go, seafood restaurant here is good. Is pointing nose fish. Pointing nose fish is, you go in there and you're eating fish there. It just don't make no sense to me. And they got an aquarium. Now, why am I going to look at what I'm going to eat? It don't make any sense to me.
So Goldfish Manor Pizza, you can, all the games are so much fun to play.
Well, it's the same game. It's old. It's fun. After you do it, I don't know how many times. I don't know. But I'm an adult. A youngin goes there. It's just more fish.
I do like how the shows they put on. It's used to, when I remember back in the day when Goldfish Manor Pizza first come out and it was competing with Showbiz Pizza.
Yeah. Showbiz had a mouse. This had a mermaid. It's 2 different things.
Yeah, it's 2 different things. And then they couldn't afford the upkeep on the animatronics, so they hired local actors. They didn't have to pay anything because those people are just happy that somebody's looking at them.
Well, they get to sing a song,
But they had to act like they were a robot. They were very explicit in instructions.
Acting's acting. It don't, if you you acting like a robot mermaid, that's so be it. You a robot clam, you a robot, shark. They'd make you act it. It don't matter. That's how you do it. If you good at that sort of thing, you take it and you run with it. Do what you can.
And then finally people were like, those are actual real people. And so then they said, okay, just go out there and act like real people. And nobody liked it. They wanted them to pretend to be robots, pretending to be mermaids.
Yeah.
And clams.
Shark clam, yeah. But yeah,
and then they just took that all out completely and added more restrooms.
Well, Goldfish Man Pizza, I known Bill for years and years. I know he run it, but I didn't think he'd why you want to sponsor on here? He said, I think he's just being nice, give us $25. But
yeah, he doesn't really need to advertise.
He's doing all right, yeah.
I mean, unless there's any truth to the fish Zika rumors.
The what?
Well, I just heard that some of them fish have some sort of disease.
You can't have all healthy fish if you got that many. Of course, some of them sick. It's a whole ceiling. Goes all the way to the back. There's fish everywhere. Out of them, of course, some of them going to be sick.
Well, some of them could be healthy.
You could tell when they're sick. I've seen youngins in there before, and they go get, I don't know, not that one, one next to it. That, you can tell the difference.
The rumor is Mayor Bang Jekyll was going to send the cops down there and have a big flushing.
What?
And just sort of a purge. Because they think all the fish are infected.
No.
So if you go down there and you get the bean bag in the flip flop and
you pull the thing back, pull it back,
you pull
water
the thing
goes
back,
out.
and here it comes down again.
Lasers.
And all that stuff and spring loaded. If all that, and you walk out of there with 7, 8 fish and you put them in your aquarium, it's going to kill all the different fish. And it's not the Zika virus, but that's just the hot disease right now. And so people are saying...
See, people start saying things like that, and that's how it happens. There's 2 or 3 sick fish out of how many up there? I mean, there's hundreds of them up there. Of course, some of them going to be sick.
Yeah.
It ain't all the damn fish. If it was, then all of them would be, acting, swimming funny or whatever.
When was the last time you were in there?
It's been years, but I know what it looks like. It's, see the
Last
commercial.
time-
Every time commercial comes on, it looks like it just like it did back, 80s.
Yeah, but you need to go look at these fish. They are sick.
Well, it's just if it's a goldfish, it's a goldfish. Some of them ain't, all of them ain't, picture of health.
I took Dawn Drawer in there and her kids, and the kids were running around playing, the springs and the bags and trying to win all them fish.
How it works, yeah.
And we were, getting a little hot and heavy down there. And the pizza's good, too. I hadn't even told you the pizza's good.
Pizza's all right. I like pizza fine. If somebody going by there, I say, well, if you're going to be here later, you brought me some in,
Yeah, I'm
after
usually
you've been there.
Yeah, because usually I'm occupied, so I don't get to eat till
All
late.
right, I don't need to hear why you don't
put
eat
this
it.
in a box. My hands are busy.
All right, enough.
Can you put this in a box, teenage worker? Because I am
Shut your mouth. I don't want to hear it.
occupied.
I don't want to hear about any of this.
But me
Goldfish-
and Dawn were like, there's just the smell of death in here. And you know what? It's the worst smell of death? Sea death.
All right.
If you have ever...
Watch you.
No.
They're our sponsor, and you're sitting there saying all this stuff. It's a sponsor. Don't.
I'm just saying, land death, the smell of land death, not as bad as the
All
smell of
right,
sea
yeah.
death.
I ain't been in there, but I would have heard from somebody else. These rumors people start.
It's everybody's sickness. It's like a fish nursing home.
That place been open for years. It's fine.
He needs to get rid of them fish and start over with new stock.
I'll say right now, I know for a fact, known Bill for years. He'd be more than happy if you take a fish home and it's real sick, you take it back. It ain't nothing for him to grab another one. So if you do have a sick fish, take it back to him. He'll give you half one. I know he wouldn't mind
then
in the
that
least.
fish goes back in general population.
I don't know if it's sick. Maybe, put it down, flush it something. I don't know.
Maybe that's why they put in them extra toilets. For all the flushing he
knows
knows
they
is
put in
coming.
extra toilets because they're busy. Didn't have but that one bathroom. Just how many kids now they got to go to the bathroom? They put a whole
Let me tell you
new
what
row
you need.
of
Bill,
it's busy. It's a thriving business.
It
That's
is
why.
a thriving
it ain't
business.
For flushing
Let
fish.
me but people are waking up to the fact that it smells like sea death. The fish are acting crazy. They don't know what they're doing. They're out of their heads. And also, I would add a room in there where a man could take a divorced mother for some privacy while the children run around and play.
Nobody. It's not.
Those are the two things I would do.
Go
Healthier
down there and
fish
get some pizza. Just leave it
who
alone.
aren't diseased.
It ain't your place to tell our sponsors how to run their business.
Well,
it's our all the responsibility that we have is to get $25 to say the name on here and tell people to go do it or buy it or whatever the hell it is. That's it. Not who I had my hands all busy on in there or by there or whatever. None of this sick fish everywhere. None of that
the health department is going to come.
Well, the health department will take care of it. Your mouth ain't helping nothing. Just leave it be.
It's helping some divorced moms.
Just
when I get up.
Shut your mouth. I'm not going to hear it.
So that is Goldfish Manor Pizza, folks.
I'll say it. I don't even want you saying the name of it after what you said. Goldfish Manor Pizza. You take your youngers. They have parties for little ones. Don't take them when they're too old. You're going to embarrass them. But from 5, 8, what? I don't know.
And listen, if I start dating your mom, be cool, okay?
Watch your mouth. Leave it at that.
She has things that she needs to happen to her.
I don't want to hear any more about it.
I'm here to help. And you're getting pizza and a fish. That is sick, but it's still a fish and you get to name it.
Enough.
So just chill out, okay? You can't. I didn't cause whatever your dad did.
Just leave it alone.
So that's Goldfish Manor Pizza. Jackie, I've got a sponsor this week that if I had to guess, I'd say you're really going to like.
I don't know about that. I don't know anything about your
guessing
on your sponsors.
You tell me this. Do you like hummingbirds?
Yeah, I like hummingbirds. Yeah.
You like hummingbird feeders?
I got a few at home, yeah.
You like sitting on the porch watching the hummingbirds come in your feeder?
I love you. In the morning when they come, you sit out there, not too many days I get to do that, but when I do, I enjoy it. Yeah.
Well, then you're going to like my sponsor this week, Happy Hummers Feeder Juice.
What is it?
Happy Hummers Feeder Juice. Jackie, how many hummingbirds you ever seen around one of your feeders? What's the most
I seen probably up to 7, 8 of them. And one of them just flew, a couple of them flew right up in my face. Just sit there and look at you, because I ain't going to hurt them. Nothing. I like just buzzing around.
Oh, that's sweet.
There's about 7, 8 of them just hovering, they got these flowers out there for Miss Bro. She like flowers. I paint them, plant them every year for. So she got her little fixers things, like take her out there, let her sit. She enjoys that and loves the flowers and loves,
that is beautiful.
hummingbirds. Yeah.
Oh, you really painted a picture there. That sounds
awesome.
Well,
he's old.
7 or 8 hummingbirds.
Well, at once, one time, yeah.
Well, let me tell you something, friend. I put some of this Happy Hummers feeder juice in Granny's hummingbird feeder. I juiced that feeder up. I lost count at one point, but there were more than 900 hummingbirds.
What?
There was a swarm of hummingbirds.
Bull.
They were you got to get some of this Happy Hummers feeder juice, Jackie.
What are you talking
because
about?
whatever is in it, it is irresistible to hummingbirds, and they come from who knows how far. Some of them looked exotic, like they were from faraway lands. And they got high as hell on this shit, man. It was like a swarm of nanobots. They were just all running into each other and just acting crazy.
What the hell are you?
They killed a groundhog.
What?
It was a swarm of hummingbirds, Jackie.
Well, you get birds high?
They love it so much.
Give birds drugs.
It ain't drugs. It's just high-octane feeder juice. Hummingbirds need that high-octane feeder juice. Because they're set up at a higher speed. Their metabolism.
I don't want them killing nothing. They supposed to go to flies and buzz around, sometimes get close to your face.
Well, they get a little crazy on this Happy Hummers feeder juice. They killed a groundhog. They sucked the goat's dick. I don't know
what did you say? Watch your mouth. I don't want to hear it.
It was crazy. They were.
I don't want to hear any more thing about this sponsor. If it's real, I don't want hummingbirds.
A bunch of them got in the mail, opened the door to the mailbox, went in there, took the shape of the mailbox, come out and sit next to the mailbox, and then the mailman come and stuck a letter in it, in that swarm of hummingbirds.
That don't make any sense. Makes no damn sense.
That's what I'm saying. They're high as hell. It's funny to watch them. If you like watching hummingbirds when they ain't high as hell, think about them playing a trick on a mailman like that. And the mailman's
bunch
like,
of
what?
bull. That ain't no such thing.
All right, I got some out in my car.
Well,
because you can use it as gasoline.
I don't want to give nothing you give me to feed my hummingbirds. My hummingbirds are fine, just fine with the red juice, bird juice. I ought to give them.
I tell you what, give them a little taste of this.
No, sir.
And they'll stop coming around to your. I think that's what's happening is once they get a taste of Happy Hummer's feeder juice, they stop going around to the old people's house with the feeders that's boring. And they need a taste of this, something. They want to.
All right, that's a bunch of bull. Birds ain't gonna. They think junkies act. Birds don't act like that. Not the hummingbirds I know. They ain't gonna get addicted to some drug, that crazy mailbox. No, sir.
No,
I want quiet morning, just regular hummingbirds. I want to give a bird drugs.
They got in the house. They just cracked. They broke every window. And the car in the house.
It's a bunch of bull.
They flew right in the house. Then a bunch of them took the shape of a man and put on some of my clothes.
What is coming out of your mouth? You're full of it.
I've been drinking a little bit of this feeder juice too. That's the other thing is that people also can drink it. So if you want to get high as hell and then watch the birds get high as hell, you want to get some Happy Hummers feeder juice.
We're not going to have sponsors for drugs for sponsor. I don't care if birds, people, or anything. That ain't no. You give that $25 back, I ain't going to have nothing to do with making a bird crazy and put on a suit. I ain't going to have nothing to do with you acting more like an idiot than you already are. No, sir. That's not a sponsor.
1 part feeder juice, 2 parts Hawaiian Punch, couple ice cubes.
Wow.
You sit outside all day and drink this shit and watch them birds just do whatever.
Nope.
What is illusion? What's real? I don't know, and neither do the hummingbirds.
It's just you on drugs saying this stuff. You ain't real.
I don't know what's real.
Well,
I don't know if there were even any birds.
Well, probably weren't. You probably messed up on drugs like you should be ashamed of yourself.
That buzzing never goes away. I'm hearing it now.
All right.
There might be some in my head. Some of them might have flown. Little ones could get in your ears.
Well, you go advertise drugs somewhere else. You ain't going to do it on here. I ain't got nothing to do with it. I ain't affiliated with nothing. I don't want to be associated with any kind of drugs anybody selling for birds, people, or anything. I don't have nothing to do with it.
So that's Happy Hummer's feeder juice. You can get it.
Nope.
From the very pale man out in back of the co-op.
What?
He's selling them from the back of his pickup truck.
All right,
and he'll give it to you in a jug, and you got to hurry and transfer it to another jug because it's going to eat through that first jug.
What?
That's Happy Hummer's feeder juice. Hummingbirds are going to love you and kill groundhogs.
That's a bunch of bull.
Hey, look at there. You see him? Well, open your damn eyes in. It's the old-timey country down-home red state update podcast and them. Coming to you from a bunker underneath Jackie's Market in Murfreesboro, Tennessee. And here they are, both of them.
Hey, Shacky Bros.
That's all you got?
Well, I do the big stuff at the beginning. The song does all the work now. The song does all that work. And I come back and I don't need to say something. I'm not going to be as good as the song.
Hillary Clinton won New Jersey on Tuesday, kicking off a night in which she is set to declare victory as the presumptive nominee of the Democratic Party and the first woman in U.S. history to lead a major party ticket. Even as her last remaining rival, Bernie Sanders, resists growing calls to quit.
Good, Bernie Sanders. You just irritate the hell out of them. You ain't got nothing else to do. What would you rather do? endorse Hillary Clinton and be some sort of flunky for her for 4 years, or just irritate the living hell out of her every day.
She changed her Twitter avatar to History Made.
What?
Never mind. Folks, welcome to the Red State Update podcast. We have news results coming in. Hillary Clinton give a speech. She's declared victory. California results are not in yet. We will get this up before the California results come in because that's far away.
Yeah.
In a different time zone. And we like to sleep. Plus, we gotta get this up by midnight Eastern. That's the pact we made.
Everybody be talking about Hillary getting the nomination plenty. It don't matter. The only thing that's gonna happen if Bernie wins California, he just gonna, which I hope happens, he's just gonna embarrass and make her miserable. So keep it up, Bernie Sanders.
So we got the primaries. It's Washington, D.C. is next week. I think that's the last primary. Why Washington, D.C. has to be such an asshole, I don't know.
Yeah.
But pretty much this is it for the primaries. Jackie, we made it through primary season. Can you believe we did this?
Nope.
Can you believe all we saw? Remember when we'd come and watch a debate and it'd be Ted Cruz and Jeb Bush? Remember when they'd have the...
Yes.
There were so many Republicans running, they had to have 2 debates. Do you remember that? They had to have 2 debates.
Little debate, big debate.
People would watch that. They'd have like 12 Republicans in the main debate, and then they'd have another with like 6 Republicans. It's like Lindsey Graham and Carly Fiorina and Jim Gilmore, maybe, if he got lucky. And people would watch that. They would say, well, I got to watch both. Like, why? Who? Why? I wish I had all that time back. I
don't know. We did it because you won't talk about it on here, but you go to these places, the old Reagan Museum, we went there, library, went there, and there's people just scrambling to get up to talk to Lindsey Graham, Bobby Jindal. Who else?
Man, remember that throng of reporters that pressed like Bobby Jindal's
Let's
coming
find
in.
out his report. We got to get on the what? Just
what a waste of lives.
Yeah.
Seems like a different time, doesn't it?
Already, yeah.
Like we still thought. Sorry, I have this new mic. Thanks again, they had to have this new microphone thing. I'm not.
I kindly am.
I have to keep touching it. There was a time when we thought Trump was a joke and that Jindal might have a chance. There was a time when I really thought Chris Christie was going to come through at the last minute.
I said it every day. I thought if he, besides the bridge stuff, and then he ends up he's the first one, just ready to kiss. Well, maybe second, Dr. Ben Carson, but Dr. Ben Carson, nice man. He likes
to
everybody.
Kiss everybody.
Well, that's right. He's a nice man. Now, Christie, just as soon as I'm going to make sure Rubio doesn't get the nomination, and then that's it. That's all, and I'm dropping out and endorse Trump.
Then give me my Otis costume, because I am Otis.
Yep.
I'm Otis from Superman. I
This
am Ned Beatty.
is like you don't understand. Of course, we know what's going on. Mexican judge, all this stuff going on now, Trump and everybody. Paul Ryan come out of his mouth. He said, that come out of left field. I'm like, what? You ain't been listed. He got the nomination. You had to have heard him at some point because he got the nomination in your party.
Really? Trump said that? That was,
And
I had no idea he was like that. That was really racist. Why would Trump say something racist? Like they didn't, what did they think was going to happen?
It's exactly what Rubio, to his credit, he did say, I was trying to warn y'all. Of course, nobody going to listen to Rubio say anything, so it's not, y'all's fault.
Lindsey Graham got on the Trump train and then jumped off pretty quick.
He gets it both ways.
The reluctant hobo, not the reluctant hobo.
What?
The reluctant hobo tried to jump on the train.
Trump train. Didn't like it.
Got off.
But he's the only one I think is going to be unscathed out of all because you know what? love my party. I said, well, all right, if this is what y'all want, okay. And then at the same time, he also gets to go, what the hell are we doing? So he gets to do, he's the only one. The rest of them got, Paul Ryan went on TV and said this is a racist. He still got my vote. What?
That's not a good look.
Nobody's going to recover from this. You're ruined either way. And I understand people get into politics, and this is what I got to do, and I have to put on a brave face. That's Reince Priebus' job. Everybody else is trying to keep their job, you know. You either for Trump, you got that rest of your political career. Well, you remember when you back Trump, you know, that's going to be stuck with you. Or the other thing is, you left us and saying this about Trump, and that's the only two things, and none of those come out good. Neither scenario of that comes out good for anybody. You lose a base or whatever. I thought, there was plenty. I thought there was more. And I appreciate, I want to say right now, all Christian Republicans, I appreciate you, and I'm sorry that Ted Cruz was your only option. I apologize. It's not my fault. I just the way things. I appreciate you.
After all this time, everybody trying to tell the Republicans, Trump, don't do it, don't do it, don't do it. It looks like they finally have learned their lesson.
Yeah.
You can't trust Mexican judges. No, they're trying, but look, here's the thing. If Trump's poll numbers go right now, they're operating on the traditional wisdom that it is not a good thing in America to be seen as a racist. Now,
of course not. Hell.
We're going to have to look at the polls after this and see what happens. If it comes out that Trump's poll numbers go up, challenging the traditional wisdom that in America it's unpopular to be a racist, then I guess you would see a lot of these people who today are saying, well, that's racist, but I've still got my vote. They would just change it to, well, he still got my vote, and leave off the racist part. I don't think, color me an optimist. I think it's still unpopular in America to be a racist. Above like 30%.
Should be anyway.
Republican primary voters. But I guess we're going to have to see.
Well, there ain't going to be no Republican Party after this. I'm saying. You burn either way. You either left us out to dry, people who like Trump, or you signed up with Trump and he loses, which he's going to.
Well,
right now.
You got Bill Kristol and David French.
Nobody cares about either one of those people. I know I don't. There are only two people. Let's just say it right now. Let's say it right now that we made a mistake. They look at the numbers and it comes back. You know what? We got to get rid of this racist. They'll be saying that, and at the convention they pull something. There ain't but two people that I know of that ain't endorsed Trump, because if you come out, but you said you're gonna vote for him, and the only two people I know is Mitt Romney and, God help me, Jeb Bush.
So you're saying if it becomes a liability to have endorsed Trump, if they somehow take this away from Trump for continuing to be...
if it gets worse, which it's going to, it's at least going to stay the same anyway, but yeah.
That the only people they could give it to are Mitt Romney.
Because everybody else said that, and I'm going to vote for him. Yeah, Mitch McConnell went on TV and kept saying over and over again, he's a despicable racist. Absolutely. Oh, it's terrible. Well, he didn't say he's a racist. He said what he said was bad. He wouldn't come out and just say he's racist. Because when you do that about who you're backing for president, he's kind of over with. But, people are sure saying he says racist things. Now, who else says racist things besides racist? Just somebody tell me, because I don't know who is that.
Kramer.
What? Who?
Kramer.
Right.
Folks, just to clarify, Dave French dropped out. That's not happening. Bill Kristol's candidate, David French. Bald person.
He saved himself a headache. He says his life's already horrible as it is. I'm pretty sure. You writer for a National Review and you're friends with Bill Kristol. Let's just run for president. Hand me a gun. put it in my mouth.
Let me just say, I'm assuming he heard the podcast last week when I assured everyone that a bald person will never be president.
That's true, yeah.
Not in America.
Yeah.
We will never elect a bald person president.
Sir. No.
We will have a Muslim president before we would have a bald president.
Yeah.
We'd have a gay president before we'd have a bald president, transgender president. You name it. There is no ethnicity, minority, identification, whatever you are out there in the world, whatever you are, no matter how bullied and put in a corner and unrepresented and pushed around and alone, no matter how alone you feel right now, if you are not bald, you have a shot at being president.
Bill Christie.
Before a bunch of these bald motherfuckers.
Hey, watch him out. Chris Christie, big and fat. He had a better chance
Yep,
than
he'll be
bald
president.
man.
Fat?
No, he won't. He ain't going to be
No,
president.
he ain't going to be president.
No.
But some other fat person could be president.
Sure. Big. That's funny, too, usually.
But not a bald guy. And as I said before, like Stone Cold Steve Austin, somebody shaves their head completely bald, possibly, until that goes out of fashion. But just a regular bald person, never, ever going to be president.
No.
Not going to be president. Any other belief you have, you could believe anything. You could be truth or you could be 9/11 conspiracy, whatever. Not Baldy.
Yeah.
Not Baldy. Sorry, but that's the truth. Not going to happen. They're going to elect Trump with his hair before they elect a bald person.
Yeah.
You can go to any lengths to cover it up, but you cannot show it.
He's done. Yeah.
The AP called the election for Hillary Clinton last night. A lot of Bernie Sanders people got mad about that. They said that was the AP in bed with Hillary Clinton.
Well, it ain't just them. I'm mad about it, too, so.
You're mad about them saying she done won the election with the
I'm mad she won the election. No, I don't
Oh.
doubt she didn't win. Of course she won it. Everybody knows she gonna win it. Bernie Sanders is like a little mean dog just yapping at her. Got a hold of the hem of a dress if she wore a dress and pulling, he'd get a hold bottom pantsuit too. It don't matter what you wear. I ain't saying good, bad either way on that, but a little dog pulling on you, just irritating the head. She trying to kick him away. He ain't going nowhere. Do it, Bernie, do it.
Ruff.
That's him, yeah.
Bark. Muhammad Ali. Rest in peace, Muhammad Ali.
Yeah, passed away. He was what you call a sports legend right there. I can't think of any bigger sports. That's about as big as sports legend gets right there. Is that, he did some things I'm not too crazy about, but also he did a lot of good things too. So, just like everybody.
If somebody who wasn't Muhammad Ali did some of the stuff and said some of the stuff Muhammad Ali did and said, I can't imagine that they would have they would have been run out of the country.
Yeah.
And he suffered. He went through some stuff for what he did. I ain't saying he didn't, but he was beloved still. That's crazy.
Yeah.
By conservatives and liberals. Crazy. Just becoming a Muslim.
Well, back then, people didn't know what, they
Right,
still
didn't
don't know what
They
Muslim
didn't
is.
know. No, they don't know. But now they think they hate it.
Yeah. Back then, it wasn't one or the other. But back then, a lot of people, he's black. That's enough. It don't mean Muslim on top of it. Don't mean anything.
No.
It's just the times which were bad. That's wrong. But he's just one of those guys, like you said, just one of those fellas everybody loves some way or another. I like seeing him with the little children on county camera. I love that. That's when I really, I guess, probably best.
What did he do with the children on Candy Camera?
Oh, I'm going to whip you up, beat you up, whatever, surprise them, scare them.
It's just threatening children.
Well, he did it in a way. That's what kind of guy he was. He's that nice. Him even threatening children is just adorable. I mean, he one of those, what do you call, captivating individuals. He was, yeah.
It's too bad he ain't running for president.
And I didn't necessarily agree with him on a lot of issues, but he always stood behind his principles, and that's what, it takes to be a real man. I always see it, so.
Well, that's why a lot of people like Bernie Sanders, they think he's standing up for what he believes in. They may not agree with it. You've heard a lot of people, Ted Cruz, all Republicans, many Republicans said the same thing. They like Bernie Sanders because he he believes in something.
Well,
What it
I don't know what it is. Socialism, which I don't.
Whatever.
I made
Himself.
a point not to learn what it
He
is.
believes
Yeah.
in himself.
Yeah, he
a
likes
lot, too.
himself,
He
yeah, well.
does.
Likes college kids a lot.
Yeah, college kids. Who doesn't like? I like hanging out with college kids too. I may try to run on this Bernie ticket. Just say, I'll give you free college. I'll give you all a car. I'll come up with a list of free things, and then I'll just get to hang out in the dorms.
They learned that from Obama. Obama set the playing field for that. That's the beginning of free stuff. And now we got at least 4 more years of Hillary. What's going to be left for her to give away? She'll be giving out placement sets in the White House. Come on, come. I'll give you, silverware.
Be at the Smithsonian Institute giving away Fonzie's jacket.
Yep, wouldn't be surprised.
You got to do something. When somebody as unliked as Hillary Clinton, we've heard that so many times, and I don't doubt it. People say, because the media, Trump says this and Bernie Sanders supporters.
Yeah.
Trump and Bernie Sanders supporters, and we know they're nothing alike. They both say the media is in bed with Hillary Clinton.
Yeah.
And even though we have heard the media say 1,000,000 times how unliked Hillary Clinton is in the polls and that her unfavorable ratings are through the roof, and this is the election where the two most unliked people ever are running, imagine if the media wasn't in bed with her, what they'd say.
Wow.
So she is, and when somebody is that unliked, I'm saying the only way they're going to get people to vote her in for a second term is to give away things from a museum.
Yeah. They'll do whatever it takes, yeah.
That's what ISIS does, where they blow up museums.
Well, they blow up, yeah, anything art, anything old, they tear that up, right? That's the first they can do, yeah.
Hillary Clinton give it away to people.
Bernie Sanders, I want to tell you right now, a lot of people are going to press you, and I know you don't listen to this, but if you like Bernie Sanders and you know him and you listen to this, get this information too. They're going to tell you, a lot of you will say, just, it's time to, get together. Let's get, Democratic Party all together. Got to get this Trump guy out of there. And that's all good. I'm all for that, besides y'all being Democrats. But just know you need to stay in the race, no matter what anybody begs you, tells you what they're going to give you. Stay in there till she gets indicted. Just stay, because then it's all yours. I don't even know why he raised this much of a fuss. I would have stepped off a long time ago. Just stepped off for spending thing. I ain't going to run no more of this. I'm just going to kick back, wait, as soon as they indict her. I'll step right in there.
Now, he'll be the one giving away Fonzie's jacket.
Well, he'll give away more than that, yeah. I don't really know why I'm giving advice other than I hate Hillary Clinton so much.
Think before you speak.
Well,
folks, thanks for listening to you got anything else you want to talk about?
what else happened?
Judge.
Said a lot of stuff.
Yeah, we did do a lot of stuff.
Trump,
We did it real fast.
Trump is a racist. Yeah,
Muhammad Ali, Hillary in the AP, the election, the results coming in. Damn old. Let's see, anything else happen. Hillary Clinton projected to win New Mexico primary. Hillary Clinton has won the New Mexico Democratic primary. So Hillary Clinton has won the New Mexico primary, folks. That's the last. We can't tell you about California, but we can tell you about New Mexico.
I guess next time we'll talk to you, Hillary Clinton will be your Democratic nominee for president. Yeah.
Or in jail.
Yeah. Well, she could be both. As bad as Democrats are. Yeah.
Could be both.
Could be both.
This could be an election where both major party nominees are in jail. I don't know what Trump would be in jail for, but, I mean, it could be anything.
Yeah, really. They say mob ties, everything else. Who knows? We don't even know what he's going to say between now and in November or what they're going to dig up on him. It's just going to get it's say goodbye. This is, I won't be standing. I hope people remember me as the last good Republican. That's what I want to be.
The last good Republican, folks. That's Jackie Broles.
Well,
And speaking of saying goodbye, got a surprise for y'all. We asked the question, what do y'all think about the closing theme song? And some people said it's slow, some people said it sucked. But overwhelmingly, I'd say by like 4-2, the response was put the song back in.
Yeah.
By that I mean 4 people said sure and 2 people said no. So the song is
Overvote,
back.
yeah.
The
So-
goodbye song.
so people who didn't like a song, y'all are Bernie people tonight. And the people who did like a song, I guess, be happy because the first woman's been, whatever, nominated. It was just...
Now's the time that we both have to go. Our podcast come out really great, we know. Our time is at an end, so until we meet again, we'll just have to say goodbye, friend. Saying bye-bye always brings us down. But our bags are packed and we have to leave town. A postcard to you we will send if a stamp to us you'll lend, so we can write and say goodbye, 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 goodbye.
California come in yet?
Yeah, for Trump. Trump projected to win California primary. That's a pretty good podcast, though. I mean, yeah, we covered a lot of ground, and we got a little California result in there at the end. Fox News says Trump projected to win California primary. And we don't know about Hillary and Bernie Sanders, but, you know, it's still pretty good. And we got to talk about a lot of news. We talked about Muhammad Ali and
Yeah.
Grand Ole Opry and the Bible. We talked about church a little bit. And sponsors, I think, were pretty good.
All
Goldfish
right,
Manor
fine. You don't
Pizza
have
and
to go
Happy
down
Hummers
the
Feeder Juice.
list.
People like a little recap,
Well.
folks. If you missed any of that, you want to go back to the beginning and listen to it again. And I think, Jackie, we did a tight 1 hour 17.
What is it?
A 1 hour 17.
That's not tight for nothing. That's 17 minutes over. It's supposed to be an hour long is how long you said we'd have to do this, and I'd be done.
Yeah, we gotta hurry. We gotta scramble to get this up by midnight, folks. Thanks again for listening to us, and don't forget to rates and reviews. And
Oh yeah, Spotify's, YouTube's, Chachi's, Twitter's, Facebook's, all of that. Every one.
we didn't talk about Captain America being a Nazi.
What?
Oh well.
Thank y'all kindly for watching. And don't forget to subscribe. Hell.